Good afternoon and welcome to Take Your Life Back show with Ralf Friedrichs. Thanksgiving is approaching tomorrow, and what better way to educate myself and to help you with 6 tips for having a happy and sober Thanksgiving. But first, as always, I just want to give a shout out to my good friend, Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point. Starting Point can be found at 844-414-8444. You can also find them at www.startingpointmn.com. The MN is for Minnesota. Starting Point, including Dr. Luis Gonzalez, have 3 entities to their business. 2 that I want to particularly bring up is the first one is like myself. He is a addiction recovery coach. He will help you walk from your addiction to your recovery day by day, 24 hours at a time. He will never ever, like myself, talk about your past. It is about today and tomorrow's future. It is about what we can do as either people with addictions or people in our lives that have addictions. What can we do to make today and tomorrow better? What can we do today and tomorrow to help you take your life back? On the other side of his business, he has where he can turn you into an addiction recovery coach like myself. I was just recently interviewing a good friend of mine, Brandon Waper from Bethel, Alaska, and I feel that he would be a perfect fit as an addiction recovery coach. He is a motivator. He is an inspirational person. He has emotion and compassion, and he fits the bill of becoming an addiction recovery coach. He has professionalism, passion, and personality. Those are the criteria that Dr. Luis Gonzalez at Starting Point .com ask for. Those are the qualities that we are looking for in making you an addiction recovery coach. If you have some sort of addiction background, including your own recovery or maybe a loved one, reach out to Dr. Luis Gonzalez at www.startingpointmn.com and let him help you also take your life back. I just want to give a quick shout out to, again, to Brandon Wiper from Bethel, Alaska, and I want to thank him because I've gotten tons of replies or comments in reference to the interview. People are amazed how a person that lives in Alaska can be so enthusiastic about life itself, because living in Alaska is not the easiest lifestyle to go through, but yet Brandon finds the energy, finds the compassion, finds the emotion, and the motivation to lift people up. That's why I want him to become an addiction recovery coach after or even while he's still doing his job as a juvenile correction officer. Folks, I am an addiction recovery coach on one side, and on the other side, I am in the optometry business. That is what I seem, or what I like to call, I'm like a two-sided coin. I have my professional career, and then I have my passionate career. I have the career where I want to help people because it helps me. Thanksgiving is here. Every single one of you folks out there that are watching knows this for a fact, that anytime you get family together, you're going to have different personalities. You're going to have different possibly food items. You're going to have different drinks. That is what families do when they get together. But you, as the sober person, the person that wants to stay sober, the person who wants to be in recovery consistently and constantly without a relapse, what are you going to do to avoid any problems during your festivities? Here, I have 6 things that will help you. I'm going to read these 6 things, and I hope that you jot down some of the ideas that we have. But we are entering the time of year when parties, family get-togethers, and excessive eating, drinking, merriment can create a difficult, at least tricky situations for those in recovery like me. Thanksgiving in particular can be a challenging time because not only do you have family get-togethers, but you have a combination of that with football, and that spells out partying. So what are you going to do? What are you going to look out for? These are 6 tips for having a happy and sober Thanksgiving. Review the past, folks. That is number 1 on my list. What I mean by that is if you are planning to be with family and friends during Thanksgiving, reflect on the past Thanksgivings when you were with them. When I say reflect on the past, I'm talking about when you were not in recovery, when you were not sober. Were they stressful times when you were together with them? Was there a great deal of drinking and partying? Did family members fight or bring up or inflict old wounds to you? Did you feel comfortable or at ease? Those are the questions you need to ask. That is called reviewing your past. By reviewing the past, you can look for those things that may tempt you to drink or use again because you don't need to trigger the stressor. When and where do you think your buttons will be pushed is what you need to avoid. What situations or encounters that led you to feel stressed, angry, or sad or hurt in the past is what you need to avoid. Just because you are sober does not mean that anything is different other than the fact that now you see things clearly, yet you still, like I do, have temptations, and so you need to be very careful. Just because you are sober doesn't mean things will be drastically different. Hope for the best, plan for the worst, and be ready for everything and anything, folks. Being prepared is the best thing you can do. Review the past is number 1 on my list of 6 tips for having a happy and sober Thanksgiving. Number 2 on my list, plan your entrance. What does that mean? Let me just adjust my screen a little. What I want you folks to do is to plan your entrance now that you have reviewed what you could feel stressed, anxious, irritated, angry, or triggered, possibly by reviewing the past. Plan how you will attend. Is it better to go early and get comfortable so you don't walk in and everybody looks at you and remembers your past, possibly of drug abuse or alcohol abuse? Is it better to go later to avoid certain encounters? But keep in mind, when you go later, most of these people that are drinking or doing whatever else they might be doing are now starting to have the beer muscles and the loose lips. I recommend going earlier. Is it better to go with a sober friend or family member? Perhaps it is better not to attend at all, you might say. If that is the case, is there a way to communicate with your family to express your thankfulness for them, but yet keep yourself safe? Look for a sober friend who can celebrate with you in a different environment. If you decide that it would be not a healthy situation for you to be around family and old friends during Thanksgiving, plan something special with others that are going through exactly what you are going through. Number 2 was plan your entrance. Number 3, plan your exit. Because anytime you enter a place, you need to figure out how you're going to exit that place. Before you go, plan out how long you think you might comfortably, that is the key word, comfortably stay. If you know the past experience that staying for a full day or a full holiday weekend will be too much or dangerous towards your sobriety, then plan your visit accordingly. Let your family know about your plans ahead of time. This will help you set realistic expectations and allows others to understand your plans and hopefully respect them. Be prepared to leave even earlier than you may have originally planned if you are triggered or you feel unmanageable stress coming on, or anxiety or anger. It is acceptable to explain that you feel you need to leave early because you have to think for yourself and your sobriety as 100% 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, for the rest of your life. 24 hours at a time, that's all you need to do. Let this gathering, this Thanksgiving, be the one get together you need to worry about. When Christmas comes around, that's another 24 hours that you can worry about later, and the same goes for New Year's. So number 3 was plan your exit. Number 2 was plan your entrance. Number 1 was review your past. Number 4 is to have support ready. Let your support group and other friends know about your plans and any difficulties that may arise or did arise in the past. Tell them your travel days and times. Have a person available you can call if things get difficult and uncomfortable at this gathering. Or perhaps ask someone to go with you that is going through what you're going through or is also sober. If you decide that you cannot safely attend your family's Thanksgiving gathering, see what sober events are available near you. Thanksgiving can be triggering even without family and old friends around. It can also be very lonely. Most restaurants and stores, although fewer each year, are closed, so plan ahead to share your Thanksgiving with others that are in your same situation. One way, or one great way to spend Thanksgiving is to volunteer at a soup kitchen or a homeless shelter or a nursing home. It can be incredibly moving experience and building up your self-esteem that will fill you with nothing but gratitude, folks. This is what I preach and talk about all the time is karma. How when you help yourself. When you come to realize that every time you help someone, and every time you listen to someone, and every time you let somebody explain something without speaking and interrupting, you are bettering yourself. Number 4 is to have your support ready. Number 5, an important one, you have to be honest and realistic. It is best to be open about your addiction and recovery with family and friends. Folks, people are probably shaking their head by the transparent recovery that I display to people. I don't just talk to my friends and family. Wherever I go, I bring up the fact about my Take Your Life Back show. I bring up the fact about my interviews. I bring up the fact that I am an alcoholic, but I am an alcoholic that is happy and recovering in sobriety 24 hours at a time. What started over a year and a half ago when I was an alcoholic has bloomed to a point of unbelievable status. What used to be just my blog has bloomed to websites. My videos are on other websites, other addiction centers, other rehab centers. Not just nationally, but globally. My wife and I were going to the city last week, a couple of times actually, and I just decided to put my, in the search bar on Google, put on Take Your Life Back show with Ralf Friedrichs, and I was amazed by the amount of different websites that have picked me up to put on their websites, have picked my videos up. Amazed. I can count at least 15 different websites that have my videos for educational, entertainment purposes, whatever it might be, on their websites. I am now on the 15 top search engines. Take Your Life Back with Ralf Friedrichs, or Take Your Life Back Show with Ralf Friedrichs. What my point here is, folks, that when you push and you set a goal and you stick to your action plan and you continuously, religiously keep going, of your message of hope, of recovery, a spiritual message, you will grow, and grow you will. You will grow within your family, your friends, social media. Because my goal, besides helping myself, is to help others. And what better way to do that is by word of mouth. No other way is better than that. So be honest and realistic. It is best to be open with about your addiction, with your recovery, with family and friends. At minimum, be clear about your boundaries and rules. Set your limitations. Draw that fine line. At minimum, tell your family that you are not drinking or using any drugs during your visit or at all. You should feel wonderful about your sobriety. However, don't expect everything within your family to be drastically different immediately. People change and evolve in small steps. So look for tiny increments of change and welcome even the smallest change for the better. Sure, you are different, but give your family time to actually see, experience the difference. Seeing truly is believing for family and friends, especially those you may have heard in the past. Number 5 was be honest and realistic. Number 6 is last on my list. Be grateful and enjoy. Enjoy. Now that you have planned ahead, you can relax and enjoy your Thanksgiving. Relaxing during a holiday isn't always easy. So remember, breathe deeply. Thanksgiving is a holiday dedicated to being grateful. So think of at least 3 things you are grateful for. And try not to stop with 3. Continue that list. Our entire world changes when we see the world through gratitude. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for sobriety. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for God's forgiveness for my past. And the list goes on, and I'm asking you, jot down and make a list. What are you grateful for? There should be more things on your list that you are grateful for than you are not grateful for. Remember, by helping others, you help yourself. Let's do a recap. We are entering the time of year when parties, family get-togethers are excessive. Eating, drinking, and merriment can create a difficult or at least tricky situations for those, like me, in recovery. Thanksgiving in particular can be a challenging time. I have 6 tips for having a happy and sober Thanksgiving. Number 1 is to review your past. Try to remember any past Thanksgivings that you have attended with your family and friends that you were not sober. How did they turn out for you? Were they very loud? Were you very drunk? Were you very high? Were you disrespectful? How will you change this Thanksgiving from the past? Now that you're in sobriety, now that you're hopefully, if you're not in sobriety yourself, that you're helping someone through it, how will you change it? Well, you need to start by planning an entrance for yourself or for others. You need to think about, should I go before everyone else shows up? And that way, when you walk in, people don't look at you. But thinking, should I go after people show up, kind of leaves 2 things that you might want to think about. First is just that they already started doing whatever they're doing. People that drink become tipsy, and tipsiness turns to loud mouths and whatever else. And also, when you do come in later, people will actually see you walking in. So you need to think about it. Maybe, perhaps, it's not to attend at all. But if you do that, make your family and friends understand that you have certain criterias in your new life of sobriety that you need to adhere to, and you don't want to take a chance. Plan something special with other people if you don't attend this Thanksgiving with family and friends. Attend with people possibly in your situation. But with every entering plan or every entrance plan you have to also think of an exit plan. Before you go, plan how long you're going to stay there. Think about how you're going to leave. Is it going to be abrupt like the past Thanksgivings, or is this going to be a more pleasant leaving? Be prepared to leave even earlier that you may have thought, just in case a stressful situation comes up. It is acceptable to explain that you feel you need to leave early because you feel uncomfortable around the atmosphere that you're in. Have a support team ready. When I say team, it could be merely your wife, husband, kids, grandparents, parents. That is having, it could be your sponsor through AA, but have somebody ready. So plan ahead to share your Thanksgiving with others. But folks, if you don't feel comfortable around your family and friends, for whatever reason, could have been past mistakes you've made, could have been people you've hurt, there is no better uplifting way than to volunteer at nursing homes, soup kitchens, homeless shelters. That will build up your self-esteem, but more importantly, it will build up other people's belief in human kindness and hope. When you sit there and you serve and you carve that turkey for somebody that you don't even know, and you put mashed potatoes on a plate of a person you've never seen before, that is exactly that will lift you up. But more importantly, that is exactly what lifts this homeless person, this aging person, this uh, soup kitchen people that are in there. That lifts their spirits because it shows them that you care. It shows them that human nature, human kindness is still available, that there is hope. There is always hope. No matter how bad life is, there is hope. You could be down in the lowest part of life, but yet there is hope. You could be watching me right now, totally drunk or totally high, but I'm giving you hope that change is here and change can be happening today. You could be financially so broke, but I'm telling you there is hope. If you reach out to the right people, reach out to the churches, reach out to God more importantly. Because I'm telling you, all of our lives that have been crumbling around us have been created by us. Maybe not directly by you, but by other humans. And only God can give you guidance and direction to lift you up no matter what you are. And God is that word I'm telling you about. God is your hope. No matter how bad things are, no matter how many times you go to these functions and people tell you you're no good, you're worth nothing, there is hope. As long as you're breathing, you're blinking your eyes, there is hope. Reach up to God and ask for guidance and direction. Reach out to me. Text me anytime, 631-599-0218. Reach out to anyone that is willing to give you a life preserver, to help you take your life back. As long as you have something called hope, you have life. Number 5, honest and realistic. You have to be honest and realistic, not just during Thanksgiving, not during Christmas and during New Year's. This have to be part of your 24-hour sobriety, living day by day. It's best to be open about your addiction and recovery with family and friends. At minimum, be clear about your boundaries and your rules. You should feel wonderful about your sobriety. However, don't expect everyone within your family to accept that. Remember, some people have been hurt by your past, whether it was verbal, financial ruinings, alcoholism, drug addiction. People are going to be hurt, but every wound will heal. We can all say that we're sober. They are words. But when you prove to your family and friends and your surroundings, and you prove to God that you are living in sobriety, and you are following a path of a good human, which includes helping others, which includes being a good role model, which includes being good to yourself, that is honest and realistic. Do not ever be ashamed to admit you're an alcoholic or a drug addicted person. What will be shameful is if you're watching this video and after we are completed, you have not changed your ways. That is something to be ashamed of. Because I'm telling you what the truth of the matter is that as long as you're breathing and you're blinking and you're alive, you still have hope. I hope that you are ready for change. I hope that I can help you take your life back. I hope that all your worries are going to disappear. But as much as I hope, I know it takes work. I know it takes commitment. I know it takes witnessing to other people about your addiction and helping them through your stories. Number 6, be grateful and enjoy the Thanksgiving. Be grateful. Think about all the people that never ever had a chance to watch this video or any other person's video about addiction recovery. And they might be deceased now. There is no hope for them. I can only hope that God puts his arms around those people and helps them in afterlife. That they are truly going to heaven, not knowing what they've done in their past. But if you don't change while you're alive, chances are not too great that you'll be staying at those pearly gates. You need to fix what is broken here on earth, and you need to start believing that there is a higher power. You are not capable of running your own life. I'm not capable of it. My life has not changed since I have reached out to God for guidance and direction. Other than the fact is just I let him direct me and guide me. What has changed is my sobriety results. Being sober has made me a more balanced human and a better human, a better husband, a better father, a better grandfather, a better uncle, a better pet owner. But you get what I'm saying. The only way to stop your addiction is to admit you have a problem. After you have listened to these 6 things, review the past, plan your entrance, plan your exit, have support ready, be honest and realistic, and be grateful and enjoying it. All I have to really say is happy Thanksgiving. If you or your loved one would like help with addiction, you can contact Clear Reform for assistance, and that's me, at 844-405-HELP. Or go to www.clearviews.info. That's CLEARVIEWS.info. Now that we talked about this, are you ready for change? Are you going to finally stop denying that you have an alcohol or drug problem? If you have that desire to change today, November 26th, one day before Thanksgiving, then let's do it. Then you can give thanks for your new life. Once you have admitted it, reach out to your higher power. In my case, it's God. Ask him for guidance and direction. You might not see changes right away. It might take a little bit of time. But I'm telling you, as I sit in front of this camera, you will see physical changes in you when you stop drinking and you reach out to God. Your skin becomes healthier looking. Your eyes become clearer. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. So when you drink and you do drugs, you cloud them up, you redden them up, and nobody can see your soul. But as sobriety kicks in now, and you don't drink, and you don't do drugs, those windows, those eyes, will be so clear for people to look to your soul. Start today, November 26th, and take your life back. Don't let a disease of addiction, of alcoholism or drug addiction, steal whatever life you might have left on this beautiful earth. We all have an expiration date. We are not here forever. So every time you wake up in the morning, thank your Lord that he has given you the opportunity. Don't look at it as another 24 hours of anything other than he is giving you 24 hours to make changes on this earth, to make changes in your life and to make changes in your family's lives. That date of expiration will affect all of us one day. I have learned to live not worrying about it. I have faced death a few times due to accidents and possibly overdoses. I live each and every day to the fullest way I can. Part of my days is helping you 6 to 8 hours a day because it helps me 6 to 8 hours a day. We as addicted or family and friends of addicted, are a family that's very unique. We are a family of soldiers on the war of drugs and alcoholism. We will march together, hand in hand, and we will win this war. But the only way to do so is to admit you have a problem and reach out to God. And it starts in your home, folks. You need to start being a role model. Don't let your children pick up on your bad habits. If you have bad habits, get rid of them. And if you can't do that, do them outside, away from your children. Don't smoke and drink and use profanity and physically abuse anyone. Your children will do that. Instead, an alternative would be to show love, respect, compassion, and emotion. Substitute those four with the other four. It all starts in your home. Folks, let today, June 26, 2014, be the first day of your new life. I hope and I pray that whoever is watching me right now digs deep into their heart and into their soul and takes a self-inventory of where they stand on earth. Are you one of those humans that wakes up to drink, goes to sleep to do drugs, worries only about your own money, not to help others and share your belongings, your money? Are you one of those? Are you one of those humans that would like to wake up sober, go to bed sober, think clearly, look better, be financially better off, know that if your expiration date should appear today, that you know where you're going, and that other people know where you're going after you expired? Are you one of those people that doesn't have to worry about death because we know we've done the best we could with whatever time we had left on earth? Or are you one of those people that just doesn't care? Doesn't care should you die, what your family has to go through afterwards, and what people might think of you. If you're one of those, you need change. And if you're one of the people, like I explained, that wakes up sober, goes to bed sober, doesn't do drugs and alcohol, lives every day to its fullest, congratulations, but you need to continue doing that, and you need to help other people see the ways of your life. The best way for other people to see is by seeing you at 100% as a human. During these holidays, let me add a seventh tip. Be kind to each other. Help each other. Help your neighbors. Help the elders, and go, like I said, to the soup kitchens. Go to the nursing homes. Go, even if you just go to the local prison, the jails, and visit somebody. Tell them about the word hope, because it exists. As long as you want it to, it's there. Folks, I hope and I pray that each and every viewer, whether it's here in the US or globally that I'm seeing, takes this time to take a self-inventory and make changes in their lives for the better. For every breath you're taking watching this, there is someone on earth taking their last breath. For every time you blink your eyes, there's someone closing their eyes, folks. Just remember, a sober today makes for a better tomorrow. If you let the sunshine into your heart and into your home, you will get nothing but positive results. And for the people that tell you you're no good, you're worth nothing, avoid the negativity. I'm telling you, you are worth everything. Not only to me, to millions of other people, and to God. The few people that are telling you you're worth nothing and you're no good, those are the people that really truly have some self-esteem issues themselves, and they're camouflaging by telling you that you're no good. We as humans have all made mistakes. It is now time for you to pick up on your mistakes and move forward. Move to a better life and let me help you take your life back. Reach out to me. 631-599-0218 is my text. Call me at 844-405-HELP. Email me at clearreform@yahoo.com. But I need to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to discuss what hope is all about, because I hope changes for the better are coming your way, and may God bless you. And more importantly, may you have a sober day and a happy Thanksgiving.